Yeah, so this is exactly part of the problem, is that being a missionary kid, which is what MK means, the intersection of being a missionary kid with possibly being autistic and with complex PTSD, it's just this complicated mass of stuff. It makes it really hard to know whether was I born autistic, and then because I was raised in a high control Christian cult, and so I was taught to mask so young that I didn't even look like I was autistic, or was I just, a super smart kid who was just a little maybe quirky, and because I learned young to comply, and then did that become trauma, or am I just standard neurotypical person who went to the mission field and experienced childhood trauma from medical neglect and from moving, trying to adapt to a new culture with very little emotional support from my parents, and all of these challenges that resulted in complex PTSD. And is that what's giving me issues that look like autism now? Because so many of the things that happen when you have complex PTSD look like the same traits as autism. Hypervigilance, where you're just acutely aware of everything around you for your safety, because that's what you've had to do. You've had to learn how to be safe. That can look like an autistic person who's incredibly hypersensitive to their environment, who notices all sorts of little things. And maybe the back reason, the deep reason isn't the same, but the result looks the same on the outside. And then, if you've been masking for all your life, if I was born autistic and I've been masking for most of my life, then as what I'm seeing now, symptoms of anxiety from years and years of masking, symptoms of burnout. It's just, and this missionary kid layer, this growing up in a high control group, this complex PTSD that I definitely have, or maybe I don't, who knows? It's all of these things. When you get to starting to talk about mental health challenges and neurodivergence, a lot of what we call mental health challenges actually are a form of neurodivergence, because neurodivergence is just brain difference. It means your brain works differently than a neurotypical person. So it's just this complex mass.